Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Stink King Sports. I'm your host, Nicholas Stink King. Tried to do a video today because I didn't think there were many college games worth talking about. I am watching one. I just turned it off, but I was watching one right now. It was Oregon at Washington State, and I feel like Washington State's playing really ballsy right now, so I don't know if they're going to be able to hold on to this lead. Though Oregon consistently loses games like this. However, like the safety or cornerback for Washington State, his last name's Hector. He's number 36. He's been all over the field in the first two quarters. He has, I think, three turnovers. He has two fumble recoveries and one interception. So props to him. Maybe Washington State can hold on and pull off the upset. But alas, let us move into the Week 10 slate of games for the NFL, some of which I'm very excited about, others of which I could really not give a damn about. But alas, here we are. Let's start off with the Washington football team. I think they're going to fall to the Lions on Sunday. With Kenny Golladay out for the Lions, you could say that Matthew Stafford may struggle a bit. But in my opinion, you'd be wrong. Remember, Washington is starting Alex Smith after Kyle Allen has been knocked out for probably the remainder of the season with an ankle injury. And Alex Smith lost the game last week for Washington. There's no, getting around it. He threw two interceptions in the final 5 minutes against a weak Giants defense. And then the Lions defense is not great either. I doubt he will be able to compete with Matthew Stafford, Marvin Jones, DeAndre Swift, and a questionable TJ Hockenson. I think he'll play, but he is questionable. As a result, though, Washington's defense is good. The front seven is good. The secondary has been rather surprising. However, I see them falling to a line team tomorrow that has something to actually play for, as opposed to the football team who's just kind of there. The Browns, I think, are going to top the Texans in Cleveland. Listen, let's not kid ourselves. Deshaun Watson is a very good quarterback on a horrible, horrible team, a horrible organization in general. The Texans' defense seems to be on par with a Texas JV high school team sometimes. I mean, they are atrocious. I mean, the secondary gets abused every week, and they just refuse to make stops. And when they're facing wide receivers tomorrow, like Jarvis Landry, Rashad Higgins, and Austin Hooper, I see the secondary struggling the entire game. As well, Nick Chubb was recently activated off the IR, and with Kareem Hunt still in the mix, I think the weak Texans defensive line is also going to struggle with the running game. Now, I understand that Baker Mayfield is an extremely sloppy quarterback and can easily keep the Texans in this game. However, I feel like it's going to be too much for Houston to stay in this game, despite Deshaun Watson and Will Fuller's efforts to keep it close. But overall, also, just a side note, the Browns D-line is going to abuse the Texans O-line. But in total, Browns are going to beat the Texans tomorrow. That is my prediction. The Jaguars at the Packers. Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones, Aaron Rodgers versus the Jaguars defense. Not much more to be said. Not a chance. The Jaguars are one of the top three worst teams in the league, and I don't see how they win with a backup quarterback, a beat-up squad, even though the Packers are likely to miss two of the starting quarterbacks, that being Jair Alexander and Kevin King. Regardless, the Packers are going to destroy the Jaguars. I mean, the Jaguars have nothing to play for. They're a one-win team. The Packers have something to play for. I mean, they're trying to fight for a Super Bowl right now. And, I expect another stupendous game by Devontae Adams, who's going to abuse that Jaguars defense, who, honestly, I can't really tell you who they have out there half the time. I mean, they just suck. And Devontae Adams, who's emerged as a possible top 5 receiver in the league. So give me the Packers in a massive win tomorrow against a weak Jaguars team. They're 13.5-point favorites. I probably expect them to go over. Now we have another week game that actually means something. A rematch of a good Thursday night football game from a couple weeks ago. It is the Eagles versus the Giants. Now listen, I could really care less about watching these two sorry teams battle it out had it not been for the possibility of an NFC East title. The Giants are now in the mix with 2 wins, both coming against Washington. Now, Washington really botched it last week, and there's no getting around it. Alex Smith really just completely dropped the ball, which was extremely upsetting to watch, even though I know all 4 of these teams suck. So as a result, the Giants still have a chance, which means that I could actually watch this game when it pops up in Red Zone. I don't know if I'm going to watch the football team game because I don't really care. As a result, which means I'll probably watch this game and means I'll probably watch Red Zone. Anyways, regardless, as a result, I think even though Carson Wentz is a sorry excuse for a starting quarterback, like an extremely sorry excuse, especially for a second overall pick, I mean, I feel he was going to eke out a win on Sunday against a weak Giants team, a weak Giants defense, and Daniel Jones, who's really struggled this year. He has 9 interceptions compared to 8 touchdowns. Um, I mean, both teams suck. There's no getting around it, but I think the Eagles suck less, so I'll give them the edge. The Buccaneers and the Panthers. After arguably the most embarrassing game of Tom Brady's career on Sunday, I feel he's going to bounce back immensely to beat an extremely beat up Panthers team who just lost star running back Christian McCaffrey after one game returned. Um, as a result, I expect a big bounce back from the Buccaneers offense, especially Brady himself, from Mike Evans, who sucked on Sunday night, and from the Buccaneers defense. I expect a huge just switch of momentum on Sunday tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and I expect them to absolutely cream the Panthers. Actually, I really do. I expect a big win from the Buccaneers. I think they need it to keep them a half game back of the NFC South. Here we move on to the 4 o'clock games. We have Denver at Las Vegas. Listen, a Broncos team that continuously lets up a lot of points against a team with an adequate run and pass game will prove a difficult matchup for Denver. As well, the Las Vegas defense is severely underrated, and I expect them to shut down Drew Lock for the first 3 quarters at least until Drew Lock can pat his stats in garbage time like he has in pretty much every game this year. Uh, I just feel like as well, I expect a monstrous day from the Raiders offense and from Josh Jacobs and from the speedy wide receivers of Las Vegas and from Darren Waller even. And I feel there's going to be a lot of airing the ball out on Derek Carr's part. And I just all in all expect the Raiders to move to 6-3. Who would have thought? Not me. I sure as hell didn't. But the Raiders, I think, are going to move to 6-3 against a Broncos team that really just kind of sucks. They really do. They're not very good. They're not horrible. They're not like football team Jets, Jaguars bad, but they're not that good. They shouldn't have 3 wins. They should have lost to the Chargers. They're just so beat up. I don't see them winning against a Raiders team that really has something to fight and push for, and has had a real impressive resume so far into the season. Moving on, we have the Chargers at the Dolphins. The battle of the two top 10 quarterback selections, don't forget Joe Burrow, who was number one. I'm actually eager to continue to see the Dolphins play. Justin Herbert has had a great rookie season, up to this point for the most part, though making the occasional stupid decisions and passes. He has done very well. In 2 games, however, Tua has looked good as well, and so have the Dolphins defense. They held Kyler Murray in check enough to secure a win last week, and they murked the Rams 2 weeks ago by forcing 4 turnovers on Jared Goff. As well, Myles Gaskin has picked up some work in the past couple of weeks and has done a lot with those opportunities, and I expect him to continue to do that on Sunday. In total, I expect the Dolphins to stay hot and take a huge win on Sunday to move to 6-3 and a legitimate player in the AFC East to test the Buffalo Bills. Just saying. I really expect something from the Dolphins. They're one of the teams I'm most excited to watch tomorrow. Not the most excited game that I am to watch tomorrow, and we're about to get into 2 that I'm most excited to watch right now. One of them being the Bills versus the Cardinals. Listen, the Bills are coming off a massive win against the Seahawks, and the Cardinals coming off a crusher loss to the Dolphins. Plus 2 electric quarterbacks and wide receivers proves to be an interesting matchup indeed. Now, I feel Kyler Murray is a much tougher quarterback to game plan for as opposed to Josh Allen. Same with DeAndre Hopkins compared to Stephon Diggs. However, I feel like the Bills' defense is far better than the Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals' defense has led up 20 points to every team over 3 wins that they have faced. And that's why I believe that the Bills are going to edge out the one on Sunday. Though the Cardinals are favorite, I really do expect the Bills to move to 8-2. And I feel like the Bills are going to jump ahead against a weak Cardinals defense. Kyler's going to do all he can to keep up. And at some point, he's going to fall behind too far, and he's not going to be able to keep up. So Bills are going to move to 8-2 tomorrow, in my opinion. Now, here's the game I'm most excited for, mainly because it features my favorite player, that being Russell Wilson. Listen, Russell Wilson's a great quarterback. And as I just said, he is one of my favorite players in the league, probably number one. I think he's going to have an extremely difficult time against the Rams tomorrow. Listen, the Rams are an extremely pass-heavy offense, and the Seahawks secondary is one of the worst in the league, so I expect a game in which Seattle will have to play catch-up. That saying, the Rams secondary is nothing special either, and the Seahawks do have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett, but the Rams do have Aaron Donald and a very impressive front seven, and I expect him to wreak some havoc on a weak Seahawks offensive line. As well, Chris Carson will be out for Seattle, so their starting number 1 running back is out. But all in all, I feel like Seattle will have a chance to win this game. I really do. I'm not going to count him out. I'm not going to count Russ out. I think they have a better chance of winning this game than they do against the Bills. However, I feel like the secondary is really going to lose it for the Seahawks, and I feel like the Rams, as much as I hate to say it, and I will be rooting for the Seahawks, I think realistically the Rams will win this game, and really make the NFC West extremely interesting division. Sorry. The 49ers at the Saints. After a phenomenal win last week, really proving the Saints have something. I expect them to continue their win streak against a 49ers team that seems to be lost. They really do. With Nick Mullins starting a quarterback who will struggle against the Saints defense and likely have to play catch up, I expect the Saints to hold on to the lead once they get it. As for the 49ers defense is so banged up, and they will be tasked with stopping Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. No chance. Saints win. The Bengals and the Steelers. Listen, not much needs to be said about this matchup. After a major bump in the road for the Steelers last week, even though they did eke out the win, I expect a much better game and a much larger margin of victory against a Bengals team with no Joe Mixon and an average defense. I expect a huge game from Big Ben and the Steelers receivers, and a Steelers win to remain 9-0 going into Week 10. Week 11, excuse me. And finally, the Sunday night game, which I'm nowhere near excited for, except for the fact that Lamar Jackson is on my fantasy team. It is the Ravens and the Patriots. Listen, the Patriots suck, and so does Cam Newton. I mean, I am by no means excited to watch this game, as aside from the fact that Lamar's on my fantasy team, and I could potentially watch Dez Bryant back full in action. That's it. I mean, Cam Newton sucks. I mean, he has 2 touchdown passes and 7 interceptions. The Patriots are the worst 3-win team in the league, hands down. I mean, they're horrible. I mean, Cam Newton has more. They're horrible. The Patriots are just such a crappy 3-win team, and I expect a beat up Ravens team who may be without Jimmy Smith, Matthew Judon, Calais Campbell, and LJ Fort to still knock the ever loving hell out of the Patriots on Sunday night in a huge team win to advance them into a potential player in the NFC North. Because they're still a potential player, but I mean, the Steelers right now have a 2-game lead, and the Ravens need to win every game, including the game they have upcoming against the Steelers, and the Steelers need to drop 2 in the remainder of the year. All in all, though, enjoy the weekend's games on Sunday. I don't really have any picks. A lot of these lines, I may post it on my Instagram, which I will link in my bio. However, if you did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does help the channel out. Tonight, though, we do have a boxing matchup. It's Terrence Crawford. He's going to win. There's no doubt in my mind. He's an absolute freak. He's one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. I don't care who he's fighting. It's some English guy. I think his name is Brook. I will look it up right now. But I feel like he's going to absolutely whack. I think he's going to absolutely win tonight. I'm really excited to watch him. I haven't seen him in a couple months actually. Terrence Crawford, Kell Brook, that's it. And the Vegas odds were minus 1,429. I expect a big win from Crawford. I really do expect it to potentially go the distance. But Terrence Crawford's going to win the fight tonight if any of you are into boxing. So I'm going to end the video now. I'm going to go get shower, watch the preliminary bouts, and then watch my boy Terrence Crawford. All in all, though, enjoy the fight if you're going to watch it. Enjoy football tomorrow. If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking and subscribing. Follow the Instagram. Subscribe to the channel. Turn that notification bell on. Like the video, and I'm out. Peace.